What's up, everybody? This is going to be a quick hitter for you about why we need to have the same title, and that title needs to be strength and conditioning coach. Sports performance coach, it sounds awesome, and I'll be honest, I was one of the first to think that we had to have the title not be strength and conditioning coach. But that's because I wanted to have better words in front of my title. My title, we're not even going to worry about me. The reason that I'm talking about this is the fact that we need to unite. When we have different fractions that are fighting over what our name should be, we don't do any service to the industry itself or to the athletes or coaches that we work with. For the longest time, strength and conditioning coaches, we didn't want to be known as personal trainers, right? Personal trainers are the ones that work in the gym. They probably don't have the same knowledge of working with athletes. They probably work with Gen Pop, or they work in your commercial gym. That's what a personal trainer does. That's what trainers do. And strength and conditioning coaches wanted to be known as different. Well, nowadays it's, sports performance coach. I want to be sports performance coach. And this is something that's been brewing in my brain since Cam Joss talked about it in December of 2022 on a cheeky midweeky that Cam and I did along with Fergus, and Fernando was actually on that one as well. If you haven't seen it, I'm going to link it down below. Check that one out because Cam pretty much highlights what I'm talking about now. If we want to be called sports performance coaches, we need to understand way more than just strength and conditioning. But at the end of the day, if our athletes are strong and they're in shape, does that not cover everything? Like, does sports performance coach really take into does that take into account more the fact that you're going to be the one that athletes do speed work? I don't think there has been a head coach that is like, oh, thank goodness we have a sports performance coach, not a strength and conditioning coach. I know that my athletes will be prepared for sport because of the title that we have. I think we confuse people because, as Coach Ron McKeefery and I talked about in his cheeky midweeky that he did with us, and that'll be linked down below as well. But Coach McKeefery reminded me and reminded us that we are still in our first 100 years, right? Because it hasn't been a full 100, but we're still in our first 100 years as a profession. We are young. Imagine if lawyers changed their name in the middle of when they were doing their thing to litigious or litigator expert litigator instead of we fractionalize. We have to stop separating ourselves. Now, the NSCA has done some help with this by going to the U.S. Bureau of Labor and talking about the fact of recognizing what a strength coach is, what they do, scope of practice, how to become one. So they had to fill out paperwork to get the U.S. Bureau. This is a big step. Now imagine again having to fractionalize where it's like, well, let's copy and paste all of what's required of us, the things that we have to do, the environment that we work in, and please change the name to sports performance coach. And then do it again for whatever other. Let's unite. And as I said, I may have not understood this as well before. And that's because I didn't have anybody talk to me about it before. So I didn't hear it. I'm trying to talk to the younger generation, hopefully the middle and the older generation, to understand why this matters. You can add delineation. If you need to get paid more, add the word coordinator and then be like, hey, I'm the coordinator of strength and conditioning, just like this is the coordinator of the offense and the defense and the special teams. All right. And then for the people below you, if it's not coordinator, it could be head or coordinator should be in front of the word strength and conditioning coach. And then if you want to add delineation for the chain of command, it can be an associate, it can be assistant, and then you layer it that way. So now you can have your delineation of who's in charge versus, who is the people that reporting to them. So the more that we can unite under one word, and we talk about this in the blog that is linked down below as well. In the blog, there's specific examples as to how the X's and O's play out with this profession. Also, this is part 1. We're going to talk about this more in part 2. And in part 2, all right, in particular, there is a group of strength and conditioning coaches missing out on hundreds of thousands of dollars because they're not grouped as coaches. They're grouped in the high performance under the front office. Now, I'm not saying that we shouldn't collaborate and work together in the high performance team. If you think about it, the high performance team, as we've all said, doesn't work without the head coach. What word did I just say there? Coach. So if the coach is not involved, the coach is still a part of the high performance team, the sport coach. Strength and conditioning coach can still be a member in the high performance team. They can have the title of strength and conditioning coach. Right? They can report to the sport coach, so that way they can get paid more money. Again, we talk about all this in the blog. We're going to dive deep through this to help the profession out. If you have not already subscribed to our channel, subscribed to our podcast, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. It helps us out. Thank you very much. Y'all have a great rest of your day. Later.
Congratulations on making it to the end of the video. Why don't you celebrate by watching more videos just like it? You can also help us on our quest to placate the algorithm gods by liking, sharing, subscribing, and commenting. Thank you.